So you want to get into game development. I can talk to you about game development. You know, most people, I see them on the internet, and man, I hear them talking about game development, and they never publish any games. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, well, buddy, how you telling everybody about developing games when you haven't even published anything? You know, I mean, it's like that scene in Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams and Matt Damon, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can read a bunch of books. That doesn't mean squat." You know, it's just knowledge, I guess. But I mean, I've published games on Steam. Published 5 games on Steam. Yeah, a lot of people don't like my games. My games aren't probably not that good, but that's okay. I've still done it, so I know the hoops. I know the dance. So I don't know. I figured tell you guys my experience with it. So when it comes to game development, if you really want to get into game development, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not easy. There's nothing easy about it at all. But first thing is you have to be organized. You have got to be organized with your equipment. Plain and simple. You got to know where every file is, and you got to know what that file does. If you don't do that, it happened to me just a few days ago. I'm trying to do one part of a code, and then I start doing a different part of the code, and somehow I messed up the base part of the code, and then I couldn't figure out the mechanics. I ended up spending 5 hours trying to figure out exactly how implementing this new code messed up my core mechanics of the game. And it was fine because I was like, I only got 10 hours in the game anyway, and you know, I'm spending 5 hours trying to fix something. Forget about it. I'll just start the whole thing over again. Who cares? So now I'm starting the whole thing over again. I'm like, okay, remember your first rule. You got to be organized and you know, not just start throwing stuff in there. Second thing I can say is if you're gonna get into game development, do not spend money on assets ever. I mean, one, there are so many free assets out there, and there's so many free tools that can help you make assets or change an asset around. I mean, you can get yourself a free asset, and you can just pull the skin off. You can use Blender. You know, but you can pull the skin off and put a different skin on it. You know, just keep the skeleton frame. You know, I mean, I don't care if it's a tree or what. You know, you can change the skin on anything, or shoot, it's a free asset. And if it gives you a free commercial license, forget about it. Throw it in the game. Use it. All right? The only people that are going to know that you used a free asset are, you know, other people in the business. So who cares? That being said, never asset flip. Don't just go on to the Unity store and find like a demo game and go in there and change the names on it and then go, there you go, there's my game. You know, no, don't be doing cheesy crap like that, man. You will get torn down in the industry. You know, taking some assets and putting them in the game, moving around to where, you know, I mean, you know, as long as the core mechanics are your own, that's usually pretty fair. You know, don't try to copy somebody else's game. It's just rude. You know, I mean, developers already have enough headache in that as it is, where you know they got people getting their entire games copied, and that gets into that itch.io. Now, do I recommend itch.io? I recommend itch.io a lot. That's a good tool for you to get stepped into it, because you know you first start getting into game development and you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm gonna make the next GTA 7. It's like, whoa, slow your roll there, buddy. All right, let's not do it right now. Let's start by just making a simple game, you know, something basic, And let's try to figure out how to go from beginning to end. And it can be really simple, man. Keep it simple. The first game, you should just keep it simple, right? Because you're trying to experiment. You're trying to learn, all right? I'm not saying you're not going to create the next multi-million-dollar independent game, all right? But, first just get your feet wet. Don't just jump into the pool with a cannonball. You're going to hurt yourself. So just make a little small game, and something that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Something that, or has replayability. And then put it on itch.io. And do I recommend you go sign up for itch.io, get an account set up? Yeah. And then you should decorate your, you can just decorate your itch.io, make it look all clean, pretty. And this is also a good thing because, if you decide to eventually want to publish on Steam or publish on Epic Games, regardless of which one you want to publish on, that's up to you. But if you're going to set up your store page, you need to start getting used to the decorating your store page. Make it pretty. What if somebody want to come to your account by somebody else's? I mean, this is like one of your first steps in marketing is, you gotta make the product a little shiny, so people come by and look at your product. I mean, I hear these ones that, they never published a game, and they're like, well, if you're doing game development for the money, well, you're going to fail. I'm like, well, look, man, if you're doing game development for fun, that's cool. But if you're planning on publishing, then you're hoping to make a career out of it. So you are doing it for the money. So if you're doing it for the money, well, that's a business, just like any other business. Whether you're selling carpet cleaning equipment, or you're selling apples, or you're selling video games, you're making a product. All right. Now the customer wants a good product. All right. But you also got to make sure that you look pretty when you're selling that product. So go to itch.io, make yourself a nice, pretty storefront, because that's going to get you prepared for making a nice, pretty storefront if you finally decide to go play with the big boys. Now, I'm not saying you are going to. I also hear them say you don't really need to know how to code, or you definitely need to know how to code. Look, you need to get the basics down, all right? Just at least the basics. Now, you got the Visual Studio Code. Yeah, I'm always saying that wrong. Visual Studio Code. You got to get the Visual Studio Code. I mean, maybe there's another tool that you can use for it. I don't know. I've been using Visual Studio Code. It's free. All right. This way you can look at the code. You can make your own code. It even has block coding in there. So you can do your coding that way. And in the next video I make, I'm gonna deal with making engines, or working with engines. Working with engines. I'm not gonna cover that right now. We'll talk about engines later. But when you still need to know basics of coding, and maybe just play around with it a little bit. And you don't need to sign up for a paid coding camp. I see these ones where like $1,800. Like, oh, we'll teach everything there is to know about coding. Like, yeah, you know what? I bet you the course is great. Okay, but you also want to know if this is what you really want to do. Okay, you might play around with game development for a year, and you're gonna be like, forget about it. I ain't doing this anymore. Man, this is a lot of work. This is tiresome. I'm not making any pay. I mean, shoot, even myself, I calculate out the hours I put in to game development versus the return on the investment. Man, I'm making like 23 cents an hour. All right. I mean, you go work down over at Dollar General, just stocking, 99-cent goods, make more money than in game development. So, so you got to look at it from that perspective as well. About cost over return. So, but we'll get into engines next time. Now, I know probably some of you are like, well, I just need a publisher. I just need a publisher. Well, technically it is a good thing. All right. It's a plus and minus. I mean, most publishers, man, yeah, they're going to take care of your marketing and they're going to set up your store page and they know a lot of tricks that are going to take you years to learn. I mean, stuff that I was like, man, I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. So the complication with that is they're also going to get 30%. Okay. So now when you're going to distribute onto a major platform, you're talking about 30% for the distributor, 30% for the publisher. Now you're like, well, I get 40%. To be like, yeah, I mean, you still have the investment, the time. How much did your computer cost? How many years have you been working on it? So using a publisher, man, I don't use a publisher, but yeah, I mean, I also not make millions of dollars at it either. So, I don't know if I'm the best one to talk to on that. Would I prefer to work with a publisher? I don't know. I like to kind of just work by myself. If something happens, cool. If it doesn't, hey man, I got nobody to blame but myself. What are you gonna do? Marketing. Yeah, marketing is a big dog, and I think I already covered that, man. You gotta make sure to polish your apples before you. And when I mean polish your apples, I mean your product. You gotta make sure your product looks good, your store page looks good. What are you doing on social media? How are you getting this noise? Now, when it comes to marketing, do I do anything for marketing? No, I mean not really. I guess now I'm doing stuff for marketing because I'm making a new game, and everybody's like, "Well, you got to do the game devlogs, so people like pay attention to your game and get followers and whatnot." I'm like, okay, well, what I'm doing for marketing isn't working that well. I mean, yeah, I'm selling a few copies, but it'd be nice if I could sell a couple more. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe instead of eating ground beef tonight, maybe I could buy a sirloin. That'd be pretty nice. So, yeah, I mean, you got to find avenues for marketing, and it seems like social media is a good venue. YouTube's a good venue. Should you pay for marketing? I know I paid for marketing in the past, and yeah, that was a big letdown, man. They were just scammers, man. Just scammers, man. So, when you first start out, make a small game. Make it just itty bitty, okay? Just get your feet wet, okay? Start with just something that has a beginning and an end, just like I said before. That being said, this industry will burn you out. I mean, it will. I mean, I'll be honest. I hit a burnout. Shoot, I hit a burnout after my last game. Ugh. I got the sales on my last game, and I put so much love into my last game. I mean, I really put a lot of love into it. Got pretty much no good reviews, not a lot of sales, and man, it'll kick you right in the face. I mean, it really does, because you put your time, your energy, your heart, everything you can into it to make it beautiful. Bada bing, bada boom, you get beat down. All right. So, yeah, are you going to see some burnout? You're going to be all excited in the beginning. I mean, shoot, I was completely ecstatic in the beginning. After the second year, feeling a little burnout. Third year, really starting to burn out pretty hard. Fortunately, I keep, I'll hit a burnout, and then I won't be able to do anything for months, And the problem is you start developing games, and then you go, I'm done. But then you start playing games again, and then you're like, I know how they did that. I know how that worked. I know how this worked. I know how they fixed that. And then it's like, I shouldn't be playing games. I should be making a game. So yeah. So now I'm making a new game, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm slowly getting back into get my core foundations down, and I kind of put a video of what I've got. Before it died, I put a video of what I was trying to get set up, where simple things. I like the game mechanics is I notice in like a lot of shooting games, they never eject shells. I never see any shells eject. So, I mean, maybe in big TOG games, but I mean, having the shells eject when you shoot a gun in a video game, man, that's a pretty cool effect. And I was like, so I kind of like made that one from scratch, and I kind of like that one a lot. And so I don't know, I got my idea for my next game, and it's not gonna be like my other ones. I got a different idea that I'm working with. That being said, I'm gonna link up with some of the guys that I watch on YouTube that I really like. I know my favorite's probably Smart Polly, and then we got the I gotta remember the other ones. Red Bleak Games, RO Dev, that's it. RO Dev. Yeah, RO Dev is a cool cat. I like him. And then what is it? Braxy Game Development. Brackies. There we go. He's a cool cat. So I'm gonna put some links to some cats that I dig on. That they got a lot of goodies. I think Bracky did a game on YouTube, but either way, he's got a lot of goodies. And RO Dev is like he's a super cool cat. I like RO Dev. He's got a lot of information about game development. He's an indie that's put out a bunch of games. All right, well, that's pretty much. I'm gonna do the game engines next time, and talk about different ones I've worked with and what they can be used for. And this is Feral Termite. All right, talk to y'all later.